Thank you and welcome again, my dear friends, to our Friday night vigil, where we come in the name of love, where we come as ambassadors of peace, and we come to celebrate the gift of life, the gift of free will, and the gift of divine love. We come as brothers and sisters of different faiths, different lifestyle choices, but we come as one. For at this table there is no separation. There is only love. And we welcome you in the name of love, because we are children of love. And we are nurtured by a divine mother, Mother Mary, and a beautiful Earth Mother, Gaia. So I would like us to begin by lighting a candle for peace in this beautiful world that in places has lost sight of the Supreme. So I welcome you and I call on you as we say this beautiful Celtic prayer in the name of our beloved Father, Mother, God Supreme, who creates life, in the name of the risen cosmic Christ, who loves life, in the name of the Spirit, who is the fire of life, in the name of all that is sacred and holy, we welcome you to this table where we call on Gaia, our beloved Earth Mother, who nurtures the divine in all of creation. We welcome you. And to all our brothers and sisters of different faiths, we say you are welcome to eat at this table. You are welcome to share your blessings at this table. For you are a child of the same God, a God known by many names, but still a loving Father, Mother God Supreme. And we celebrate our spiritual diversity by honoring the Supreme in all life. Let us now for a moment just be still in the presence of love, in the presence of all that is sacred and holy. For you are holy. You, a child of God, are a temple of the Most High, and within your being there resides the I Am Presence, the beating heart of selfless love flowing from the mystical heart of the Supreme, our Father, Mother God. Let us relax now, and having lit our candle, let us look at the flame. Let us reflect on that flame, for it is a symbolic gesture. It is a sacred rite, and it symbolizes the fire of life, the spirit of creation, the spirit of God, the spirit of Gaia, the spirit of the animal kingdom, the spirit of the ancient ones, the spirit of our forefathers, and all the indigenous peoples of the world who stand in the presence of God. Let us relax now, and let us reawaken our heart to all that is sacred within us, and let us honor our sacredness, because we are a vortex of light. We were chosen by the Supreme. we were called by name. Let us reflect on that in the stillness of this new day, this new dawn. Let us just focus on the flame, and using our gift of free will, let us call on the company of heaven, the ascended masters, archangels and angels, messengers of love. Be still in the presence of God. Be still and know that the Supreme is with you, that the Supreme is in your heart, speaking to you. As you relax, be aware of the love flowing through your mind, body, and spirit. Just close your eyes and be still, and relax in the presence of God, for you are a child of God. You are loved, you are sacred, you are divine. You are a child of love. And with every in-breath that you breathe in the light of Gaia's love for you. Breathe in the joy of her peace for you. Breathe in the love of the angelic realm for you. Breathe in the love that each of the ascended masters wish to share with you. And now allow your heart receive the gift of love. It is a precious gift. It is freely given. It is freely shared. And the Supreme and Gaia ask nothing of you except that you receive their love by surrendering your heart to all that is sacred and divine within you and around you. And as you relax, be aware that you are loved. You may not feel it, but you are loved. Just relax and allow your mind, your body and spirit rooms receive the anointing of Gaia's love. receive the influx of light from the cosmic Christ. Receive their love. Be still now, for you are a child that is dearly loved, respected, for you are a temple of the Most High. You carry the I Am presence within your being. What a precious gift that you and I have been given by the Supreme. And here I'd like to read for you a beautiful old manuscript that was given to me about 9 years ago from an amazing old lady, a spiritual woman of great wisdom, and it's the spiritual teachings from the I Am Presence, and it's book number 2, and it was written by her, for she was a conduit, a channel for the I Am Presence, and she placed into my hands this manuscript to treasure and for our community to safeguard. And interestingly, I found it for the first time today. And I know I'm guided to read a portion each evening now, and it's from the I Am Presence. A loving Father, Mother, God. And in it we have various teachings from the I Am Presence. Chapter 1 is titled, To Those Who Care. I speak to all who care upon the world today. There are many such who are beginning to realize the import of these teachings, which are being channeled throughout the earth. The earth which is most precious to all who dwell upon her, and also to me, the I Am Presence, the one who created the earth and the universe, and those universes beyond, of which you are not aware, but which nevertheless exist, and in time to come you will become aware of these. Time means nothing to those who dwell in spirit and who dwell in the everlasting now, because time is only relevant to those in certain planets, including the Earth, particularly the Earth at present, because time is getting short in which to do all that is necessary for the future. Earth is a three-dimensional world, as you know, and at present we are attempting to lift humanity to a higher level of consciousness in order that he may reach up to an even higher level in time to come, to be aware of the fourth dimension. This dimension is that those on most other planets exist so that the personality, the thinking part of yourself, will be forgotten when the time comes for the change which is to come. This change will bring about so many different aspects of self, of which you are completely unaware. The change that is to come is for good, but in the process there are many who will not be able to accept this change, and will perhaps have to go into spirit. Nevertheless, this is inevitable because humanity is always at the point where the time comes for him to pass into spirit. Let us reflect on those beautiful words from the I Am Presence to our hearts, for they speak volumes to my heart, that we are in a great time of change. And it takes a person of great spiritual wisdom to remain grounded with the influx of light and energies that are allowing us to ascend to a higher dimension of energy. But many cannot cope, maybe because they thought it was all a dream. Maybe they're not ready to surrender their heart. Maybe they've chosen a different path. But you and I who are here because we were called by name by the mystical heart of God. So let us be still and let us come to this table of many blessings and let us embrace the cosmic Christ. The cosmic Christ who invites our heart surrender to Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness, as you already know, is heart consciousness. It's where we no longer have to process in the mind, because the heart is our teacher, inspired by the wisdom of the ancients. So let us sit at this table, for we are welcome. And let us now be still in the presence of the Christ. And with the cosmic Christ at this table sits Isis, Gaia, Kuan Yin, Magdalena, Mother Mary. And behind them stand the company of heaven, the great archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Metatron, Israfel, Moroni, Ariel, Asiel, Moroni, and many, many more with our guardian angel. And there are many saints, holy men and women of different faith traditions present, with the Lord Buddha, Vishnu, Ganesh, Krishna, Mia Baba, Rumi, Osho, Sri Chimoy, Francis of Assisi, the Lord Sananda Jesus, Gandhi, Teresa of Avila, Little Therese of Lisieux, Hildegard of Bingen, and many more. And in the center of this table, visualize a lighted candle. And the candle lights the room, and we can now see the eyes of the Christ, the blue indigo colored eyes of the Holy One. They are piercing us to surrender our fear. They are challenging us to take responsibility for our spiritual journey, but piercing us to embrace love, to embrace selfless love, respectful love, unconditional love. And as we stare at the eyes of the cosmic Christ, our heart suddenly is reawakened, and we become infused by the love of the cosmic Christ. It is a love that we have never known before. It is a love that heals every part of us. It allows us to reclaim our divinity as a child of God. It allows us to let go of the shadows that have held us in entrapment of unworthiness, low self-esteem. It reawakens the child within us to want to run into the arms of our first love, our Father, Mother, God, who created us. Be still now, and with every in-breath that you breathe, receive the influx of healing love. And this love is allowing you to see the face of the beloved. And now the cosmic Christ stands and walks around the table and comes to you. He doesn't ask you to stand. He gets down on his knees and he gently bows before the I Am presence within you. He recognizes that you are a child of God, that you are a beloved. And now he reaches his arms towards you, and you fall into his arms. As you fall with your knees to the floor, and the two of you caress each other in a loving embrace that is healing. And there are no words, only a silence. And in the stillness, you become wrapped in the divine oneness within your soul. Feel it, sense it. The Christ has knelt before you, honoring the divine within you, and you fall on your knees in joy, in love, and he takes you in spirit to the Father, Mother, God, and he allows you see your destiny. He allows you see the Supreme. What a beautiful sight. You are in the presence of God. You can hear the angels singing. You can hear music like you've never heard before. And you catch a glimpse of your loved ones who are smiling at you, who are pleased with you. But they cannot come to you, for the time is not yet right, but you are allowed to see your ancestors, your parents, your mom, all your lovely relations and friends, even your pets. There is such joy. This is the eternal city of love. It is the celestial city that we are destined to be a part of when we have completed our journey as light bringers of peace. And in the arms of the Christ, we are being affirmed to take back our power and to celebrate our uniqueness as a child of God, and not to give any room to fear, to doubt, or procrastination, but to honor our heart by listening to the Supreme speak to us. Feel the love of the Christ for you. Sense His heartbeat with your heartbeat. Sense the gift of presence, the gift of selfless love flowing through every part of you, allowing you now to be refreshed in your mind, body, and spirit. And the Christ asks permission to depart, but He will return again. And as you open your eyes, you see the candle in your sacred space burning brightly, brightly, and there is a fragrance coming from the flame. It is frankincense, the sacred fragrance used to honor the divine, and it's all around you, for you have been in the presence of God, and your Father, Mother God has allowed you to see your loved ones, and they you. Relax now. Be at peace, for you are peace. Your journey here has just begun to offer your life, your prayer life, for peace. And that one day soon, all faiths and none will unite as the cosmic Christ united with you. As you breathe in now, breathe in that love, that selfless love that flowed from the cosmic Christ into your heart. For you are a child of God. You are the hands and the feet of the Beloved, and your heart is inspired by your love of God. Relax now. Oh, and sense the presence presence of God. For the Christ is here. The Christ is with you. I know it. I have sensed it too. Be at peace now. And now we conclude our blessing, and we give thanks to all that is for all that we have received. But we remember the many whose hearts are closed to love. Let us remember them. The blessings of heaven, the blessings of earth, the blessings of sea and sky, on those we love this day, and on every human family we give the gift of heaven, the gift of earth, the gift of sea and sky, the gifts from Brother Sun and Sister Moon. Be in our hearts, now and forevermore. Amen. So be it. And on behalf of the Cosmic Christ, I wish you Namaste, Shalom, Inshallah, Pax et Bonum, Om Shanti, Solo di Caritas, Salacum Laicum, peace, peace, peace. Thank you for allowing me into your home. May the Supreme reward you and bless you. Go and share your peace with the world, because you are an ambassador of peace. God bless you.